If you don't know what a groove is, I don't know who does, bro. The dare, dude.
Yeah,
what you
let's
made
go.
with the dare, man. Okay, it's a brat summer. It's probably going to be a brat decade at this point. Let's hope. But you know, you brought a healthy sense of snot back to the dance floor.
Thank you.
And I love it. Right? There's like a proper attitude I tried to describe because I played some ESG after I played your new song, and I said in that brief window in New York where punk rock was starting to merge with this technology revolution.
Yeah.
There was this sense of like groove and punk can coexist together, and I feel like that's a lot of your spirit.
Oh, big time. Yeah, I feel like the 70s and 80s in New York like were just hugely influential to like just all the music I grew up loving, and I kind of went back in time as I grew up and kind of discovered the origins of all that stuff, like ESG or like James Chance and all that. So
yeah, the New York noise. And it's interesting when you think actually about what it's turned into. And I feel this way about, because I love modern technology and I love modern electronic music and I love where it can go, and I love how certain artists like Tom and Björk and you could say James did this, they found soul inside the machine and were able to make the machine bend to their will.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I think before we were just serving the machines, and I think it's like, no. Like in the 80s really did that because they didn't know what to do with those machines. So they just turned them on and they're always working. So it's like, well, I guess I just write a weird number one pop song while this thing just arps its way into oblivion. Right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like that naivety gets lost the more that we sometimes develop tools. And it's really cool how you've just found a way to make it sound modern, but also there's a naivety I feel to what you do. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's what you were saying that's kind of making me think about just, I guess like now that you have all like extreme technology available to you at all times, like it's kind of easy to let the like car drive itself and just end up with something that doesn't.
What's the fun in that?
Yeah, it doesn't really, you're not doing donuts necessarily. You're just kind of
you're
going
just
down
not
the road.
learning anything. And I think, let's go there, right? Oh, the AI thing. AI is going to have a huge impact on the way that the world moves and the time we spend. This is my joke. This is my little man. This is my man at the end of the pier joke about AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
AI is supposed to help us create more time to do the things that we love, which would be making art, yeah? So why would I want to use AI to make art, to create time to what, work? So it's like, I'm good. Like, I'm not worried at all because you can use it as a tool. It already exists kind of as a tool.
Right.
But it's no fun in letting it do it for you.
No. But yeah, that's why I'm just trying to have fun with it, or like try and find a way to like make a mistake and end up, impressing or surprising myself by doing something that's unpredictable and like not, predetermined by technology.
So how do you do that? I want to talk about like the beautiful mistakes, because how do you define a mistake in the moment and know that it's absolutely worth keeping and resist the discipline of saying, no, like, change that,
I don't know. I guess it is a skill to be good at doing that, because I think when you start making music, you have more of an impulse to sort of like smooth over those things as you're learning how to make things sound better or how to just become a better writer or poet or something. And I think when you develop enough skill, you can realize that just those things have like a little bit of joy in them, or there's just like something a little bit off.
So you recognize them.
Yeah, but I think it takes a long time to be good at recognizing those moments.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because we strive for, as when we're kids or when we're starting out on this thing and we really don't know what we're doing, perfection is the bar, right? It's like, this has got to be amazing. I'm trying to catch up to all my heroes. This has got to be amazing. And then I think you sort of meet yourself somewhere along the way. And if you have enough self-awareness and enough kind of knowledge about what it is you want to make, then you're like, but no, I'd rather be a better self than try to be perfect like someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd rather
of course.
capture that true essence of who I am. And I really feel like I feel like that's your playground to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I also think like the longer you make music or the more music you listen to, like the more mistakes you hear in other people's music.
Totally.
And it's something you wouldn't know as like a kid listening to it. It's just washing over you. But when you're like, they totally should have like put a riff in there. Like that's just like a huge waste of space, or like,
Totally.
but then you're like at the same time, like that's that mistake is also part of that person's identity, and like the reason that they didn't do that on accident or on purpose or whatever is idiosyncratic to them. So
I think of how Tom York has allowed himself to sing in a far more free space the longer he's gone on than he did when he started. He was so within the framework of what alternative music or rock and roll or pop music should be. And now if you listen to videotape even from like 15 years ago, I mean, it sounds like one take. You know, it sounds like he's not even landing on the bar. He's just finding the emotion, letting it sit. And that it's so imperfect that it's flawless.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing.
That song is super haunting.
Yeah, he's got a few of those. You know, Daydreamers as well, man. Oh my God. And Dawn Chorus. I've just made a playlist of the saddest songs I could think of because I really wanted to stay there.
Celebrate your birthday the right way. You know what I mean? Really just dive into it.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. We're so happy you're here, man. We're going to get into it all. For you, what drew you to teaching? I know we had talked about music, but I love the transition you've made from education to art, and I see a commonality in both, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's just like a few teachers or professors that I've had that were both artists and educators, and were also just really cool.
Yeah.
And I always kind of looked up to them for guidance and just as like a model of somebody who can like help other people either through making art or just like imparting those skills on other people. And
Yes, there's a giving to it.
yeah, and like I received that at like a young age with music and with English literature and whatnot. And I wanted to do
you're a
that.
reader?
Yeah, I majored in English in college.
So yeah, do you still read?
Less so than I did maybe a year ago, but
Is it? So I'd imagine English lit is kind of, that's probably a lift, right? It's not an easy thing to focus on in a higher education environment.
I mean, my English lit degree is doing wonders for me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
in fact, you know too many
Yeah, it's
words.
true.
You could do with cutting a few out of your vocabulary if I'm
It's
absolutely
probably better for everybody.
If I'm absolutely honest with you. So what was the moment when you were able to say, okay, cool, I've given enough to fifth graders. I'm now going to go and focus over here on myself and just be a narcissistic rock star.
yeah, I think Girls is kind of the moment. It's just like I was DJing at the same time as I was teaching, so I would kind of substitute teach and do after school during the day, and at night I would DJ, and then Girls snowballed into this just sort of like really weird organic phenomenon like on the internet, and then other musicians were posting it because I feel like they were kind of like my first champions.
So like who was jumping in?
Like Matty from the 1975 posted it, and that was how I met Charli. She just kind of hit me up on Instagram and was like, love this song, would love to hang out next time, I'm in New York.
Yeah.
And so that was really like shocking to me because I was just sort of flying under the radar up until that point. And then after that, it just became too much to teach and DJ and write songs.
Yeah, write songs at the same time. We're obviously over the moon and very, very happy for Charli, and everything that she's receiving now, all the goodwill and the success is so earned and deserved. I've known Charli for a long, long time. She won't mind me putting context around this because it's all facts, and we've been friends for a while. I've known her since way, way back in the Radio 1 days, and it's always been fascinating to me how she's just been so far out front in so many ways with her friends. And to be fair, obviously the late greatest Sophie, she's so missed. A.G. Cook and any of the people that she's put around herself that understand the vision. Mm-hmm. Because the world doesn't always understand the vision, so you need to have the support to keep going and be like, no, I'm not wrong. And now it's Brad Summer, and the whole world's like, you are not wrong.
Yeah.
Which is really beautiful. So what was it like when you sort of met her, and what was your first impression on her energy, and from a sort of personal but also creative point of view?
Yeah, the first time we hung out, she just came over to my apartment, and I was just told my roommates to beat it, and because they were starting to like kind of fangirl out, and I was like, you need to go to the coffee shop, and we just hung out in my room. We listened to a bunch of music that we were into, which is like kind of like a lot of like early 2000s electro pop. Like she also knew a lot of these like kind of like club hits that I wasn't really aware of, like. For example, like that song "Yeah Yeah" by Body Rocks.
Yeah,
I think I could. Yeah, I mean now it's much bigger, and also like
that was very. I mean, those were very sort of like I think formative cornerstones for her music. Because you got to remember when she came out, man, she was in that zone. Her thing was very much like that. She's always had the Brad energy, but it was
Yeah.
very 2000s electro pop.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, it's that and like Perfect Exceeder by Mason
Yeah.
and Princess Superstar. But like we were just listening to that. And
Did you guys listen to Fisher Spooner?
I love Fisher Spooner
Holy
a lot. But
Man, what a beautiful little experiment that was.
yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
But we just kind of listened. I played her some demos, and we kind of walked around. And I was like, "Do you want to like take the train to?" Like I was like, "Can you even take the train?" You know, because I'd never really met like a pop star before.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"I don't
yeah,
know what you can and can't do." And she was like, "We can just call the car." Like, I was like, "Okay."
She's actually, the car's waiting outside.
Yeah.
I didn't want the AC to get warm. So
Exactly.
just like,
Don't
don't
worry
go
about
downstairs.
the Uber. I got the Empire waiting for us
worry.
outside.
Security's
Yeah.
keeping it warm for us.
I love that.
No, but I was also just totally impressed and shocked that she would want to hang out with me or just see what I was up to, and just, you know, it was all taken upon herself to do all of that and arrange our meeting, and like just
She's
showed
incredibly
so much
curious.
interest in me. So
And she's such a good human.
yeah.
Like, she's a really sound human. I don't want to go too much down that road because right now she's like the face of all brat energy. So I don't want to be like, she's a really nice person. Like, no. Let's keep it in the brat space. But she is a really nice person.
Don't ruin the illusion.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, she'll cut you.
Come on, man. Yeah.
She'll cut you.
You know, I knew you had the groove, bro, and I knew you understood what it was to capture the street with groove, but I didn't know that you had the dirty bit crush electro in you.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
I do.
You
yeah.
really do. Because I played a lot of those records in my life in a lot of clubs and a lot of venues and theaters and even stadiums, and that is a bona fide smasher.
Thank you very much.
Must have been fun to make.
It was fun. Yeah, it happened really fast too. I probably made it in like an hour.
What came first, the beat or the vocal?
The vocal,
So
actually.
she sent you the vocal?
Yeah, Charli sent me the vocal.
What a vocal. You must have listened to it and just been like, oh my God, this is gold.
Well, I was like, this is so me. I love it.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of sat on it for a while, and like I made like an early version that like nobody was excited about. And then just a little while ago, I threw a party in New York, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to speed up this vocal and put an entirely new instrumental under it. And that was like basically 2 months ago, and I did that like in one night, and then
Played it that night?
I did, yeah.
And what happened?
Well, a bunch of people started posting it on the internet, and they were like, what is this? What is this? And I feel like that was the start of the whole thing. So
Holy sh- How do people tell you we're not feeling it?
how do they tell me?
Yeah.
Just go get a drink or something, and just kind of walk away. Yeah.
We've all been there, man.
Or they'll come tell me.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's talk about like the album and what it means to you to make a body of work, because it feels conceptual to me already. I love the cover so much. It's given me strong James Murphy / The Knack vibes. You know, do you know what I mean? It's just giving
you.
me strong kind of like, it's just a very defined, iconic album cover at a time when it's very hard for album covers to stand out and do anything at all. The album title, What's Wrong with New York? Tick. You know, it just feels like you've put a lot of thought into this, and so can we just put some context around that thought and what it is that you've been trying to create with this body of work?
Yeah, I mean, to me, an album and a band and an album cover are all part of the greater like artist project, which is basically just like espousing a way of being in the world. And I think that the stronger you can make everything cohere into one sort of attitude or statement or like aesthetic perspective on things as they are, like the better, you know, the more exciting it is to me. Like
Right.
I like when, you know, I listen to an album and it just like absolutely rejects another person's perception of the world or attitude towards things. And that partially comes through the album art. Like Brat, for example, like that album art is like a rejection of so many, you know, covers that are like, we need to have
Charli on
artists
there. Well,
on
her
the
last
cover.
one
yeah.
was literally on the bonnet of a car, and you know, classic
Yeah.
Charli sort of provocative, strong imagery, right? Like, I'm a strong artist. I'm very much in touch with who I am, and you can find this creative, you can find it sexy, you can find it whatever you want, but this is the image I'm standing behind. And you're right, Brat was just like the other way.
Yeah. And like that same attitude, you know, you hear it through the songs, you know, there's a looseness where she'll just stop rhyming because she's like, I don't care. and like, you know, is just sort of laying her emotions on the table at times.
Yeah.
Or, you know, sometimes it's like, I'm just going to party. So, I mean, that's like a good example of like what I'm talking about. And that's like what I wanted to do with the album. But just sort of, you know, have my own little campaign of attitude going on.
So where are you living now, man? You spent some time in Seattle, but LA is your thing originally? Or Seattle?
No, it's complicated. I was born
It's really complicated.
I was born in West Hollywood, and then as soon as I was born, my parents moved to Seattle.
Right.
I grew
Great
up,
place.
yeah.
Wait, first of all, Cedar Sinai?
Great place.
No, I was born.
Are we doing hospital shout-outs now?
He said West Hollywood. I was like, dude, there's not many places to get
Okay,
born
no,
there.
wait. I can't remember the name of the hospital, but that's where they lived. Maybe they had me like further away from
Okay,
that.
no, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to check. Double checking the facts, dude. I gotta really check your facts right now.
Shout out St. John's Elizabeth, St. John's Wood, you know what I mean?
You know how it is. You know how it is.
You know what I mean?
You're-
You know what I mean? Shout them out.
West Seattle Group Health. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out all hospital crew. That's another unsung crew. These are the heroes.
True.
What are we even doing, right? This is just we're
All right,
mixing
sorry,
it.
we took you off. So Seattle.
No. Oh yeah, and then I grew up in Seattle, and then
My birthday, baby. I'm off the radar.
went to college in Portland, Oregon, and then 7 years ago, I think I moved to New York.
Wow.
Or almost 7 years, maybe. I can't remember.
Didn't want to stick around
Lewis
in
and Clark
Portland.
guy?
I didn't want to stick around in Portland. It's where they say young people go to retire.
It's so true, man.
Wow.
It's
rough.
so true.
Wow.
I went to
Cities don't
college.
come
Damn,
back.
Amine, you gotta make release a beef song after this.
Seriously.
You look like
You
Lewis
notice he
and
doesn't
Clark.
live there anymore.
A little less outdoorsy, though.
Yeah, Lewis and Clark is.
Congratulations, everybody. We're now just turned into a cafe, and we're literally just having 4 conversations at the same time. Who's not invited? That's what I want to know.
Who are your least favorite people?
Yeah.
At least
Nazis. Say they're not invited.
No,
we hate Nazis.
Yeah, I mean that's
they're
a
kicked
good
out.
answer.
Now,
That's a
give me
good
the ones
answer.
that people that think you like them that you actually hate.
I mean, probably some kinds of British people.
Oh, yeah. That. Jackson.
They're like my favorite and my least favorite.
I get that. I get that.
I lived
so
there
strong.
for nearly 18 years, man, and let me tell you, bro, they don't care about what we think. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, man. If you live in London and you stay in London for longer than 2 years, you earn some right to stay there for as long as you want. But man, it'll never make it easy on you. It'll never make it easy for you. That's the point. Don't you agree? It's always going to it's always got the grind appeal, London, man. And anyone who visits there is like, oh my God, it's wonderful. It's like Harry Potter land. But dude, when you live there, it's Gotham. I think it's Gotham over New York. I think New York is like almost a movie set Gotham. Like it's a young, very big, ambitious city. But London, they knocked it down and built it up and knocked it down and built it up and knocked it down and built it up. And that is just layer upon layer of history.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You feel
Who else do you hate?
Yeah. Seems hard to infiltrate. Even musically, I feel like.
Well, because it's super snobby.
Yeah.
I mean, and rightfully so. It was moving the needle for a very long time.
And club culture is so different
Right.
there than here. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
two different universes. It's two different universes.
And by the way,
true.
it still moves the needle in terms of hybrid. I mean, you still hear things coming out of there that just the combination of elements.
Yeah.
No one puts the puzzles together like they do out there, the creatives. I mean, Mike Skinner, man. I mean, what the even is that?
He's one of my favorites.
Same. He's incredible. Hey, we've had such a good time hanging out with you.
Oh, yeah.
Harrison, what a joy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.